In 5 months, a 5% increase in mortgage rates is terrifying, right? We also know of the 19% price rise from last year in the housing market. So what exactly is happening? Will the housing market prices reduce or not? Here are the experts on the subject. The housing market price growth depends on inflation and other housing challenges. If the Federal Reserve manages to slow down the growth from the top, it could influence the overall market. For instance, the central bank recently placed a hefty pressure on mortgages. The price has risen over 3.11% to 5.25% in the last 5 months. Whatever policies seem to be the control tactics in the past are only worsening the situation. However, only experts could explain how this is correcting the problem. See, now, many people are not bidding on the same few listings because they are too expensive. The inventory levels are also rising because owners are not receiving offers. Lastly, mortgage applications are declining because people cannot meet the requirement. Although this has not brought utmost sanity to the rising levels of the housing market at once, the prices are only rising at modest rates. This process will slow down the rate of home price appreciation and ensure that the possibility of the market overheating is reduced. Thus, we could arrive at a significant drop in demand soon, not a housing market crash. While this is good news, the Dallas Money Reserve warns of signs that this might go on for a long time. Millennials are racing to become homeowners, and so are Gen Zs. None of these people does have enough disposable income to make these demands. We will tell you more shortly. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis President Neil Kashkari, the spike could be theorized as follows. Stock prices were very high relative to pre-pandemic. Home prices are very high due to pre-pandemic. My theory is that all of that is leading people to feel more confident and spend more. And maybe what's pushing us into higher consumption, higher spending, and higher inflation implies a chance for the Federal Reserve to put things under control by eliminating the appetite to overconsume. Fortune reports that 17 regional housing markets have a 40% chance of seeing local home prices decline over the next 12 months. Currently, experts are concerned about the long term. April saw a 19% hike in prices from last year. Despite these issues, the buyers refuse to back down. The Federal Bank of Dallas confirms that we are entering a brewing U.S. housing bubble. They considered the shift in credit access, disposable income, and rising labor and construction costs. They assess that many people believe the robust nature of the housing price hikes would continue. Hence, they are buying now to avoid paying more later. That only means a demand problem, and then a supply price increment. Although they were worried, they did not seem to believe that the fallout would be comparable to the crisis of 2007 to 2009. However, there are less people likely to default on their mortgages. This is due to the level of scrutiny before a mortgage is awarded these days. In addition, the Dallas Bank Reserve blog post shared that the millennial drive to own a house is at its peak, followed closely by Gen Z. Hence, the housing market would stay hot, but not in a bubble form. Experts believe that we are good for another 3 years. We see more about the general macroeconomy, including Russia, than a housing crash. We will present more on that shortly. Let us talk about housing market predictions 2022. In March 2022, the homebuyer competition dropped for the first time in 6 months. Only 65% of homes sold by agents faced competition, and in February, that number was 67%. According to the deputy chief economist at Redfin, the competition will continue to lower slowly. The National Association of Realtors chief economist Lawrence Hume revealed that after the housing market 2022 summer buying season, many would-be buyers would be discouraged from making offers, clearing the demand issue. Nevertheless, he warned that places like Tampa, Nashville, and Phoenix might still face severe migration hotspot challenges. To answer the most demanding question yet, the housing market will not crash in 2022, 2023, or 2025. Subscribe to our channel to find out more. If you know the market might crash, in spite of the limited chance of a slow market, there will not be a flat crash. We will continue to see a steady increase in prices at the rate that local homeowners can afford. Do not forget that the government unemployment benefit and other pandemic relief benefits put more people on a higher budget. Therefore, these new prices could fit the dramatic climb in our social status. Do you think you have made more money in the last 2 years than in the previous 2? Let us know in the comments. For the prices to fall, we would need demand also to fall. Even if it does not drop, it should be met. Once all demand is met, the prices would see a decline. Now, with the country's last Great Recession past over 10 years, our economy is on an expansion ride. Therefore, the prediction for this second half of the year is that while demand is likely not to be fulfilled entirely, price increment would not rise further than buyers could afford. So do not expect great deals at the thought of a cooling period. Still good. If you are not sure how the coming months would look specifically, check out this video. What you need to know about housing market crash upcoming 2022.